Have you ever felt it? That bone-deep, soul-crushing exhaustion that has nothing to do with a hard day's work? It's a weariness that sleep doesn't seem to touch. You wake up in the morning, and before your feet even hit the floor, you're already calculating how you'll get through the day. It's the feeling of your own body slowly, quietly, starting to betray you. This isn't just about feeling a little tired. This is about that fog that settles over your mind in the middle of a conversation with your grandchild. It's the decision to turn down a lunch invitation with a dear friend, because the sheer effort of getting dressed and driving there feels like climbing a mountain. It's that quiet, nagging fear in the back of your mind that asks, is this it? Is this just what getting older feels like, a slow fade? We're told it's normal. You're not as young as you used to be, they say with a well-meaning but dismissive smile. But what if that's not the whole story? What if that constant, draining fatigue isn't an inevitable part of aging, but a symptom? A warning light on your body's dashboard signaling that something deeper is wrong, something that is often overlooked, misdiagnosed, or simply brushed aside. The truth is, this exhaustion is robbing you of the life you've worked so hard to build. It's stealing your joy, your independence, and your future. But it doesn't have to. In this video, we are going to pull back the curtain on that common and frankly lazy explanation of it's just your age. We will uncover 5 specific, hidden, and often silent culprits behind senior fatigue. These are the real reasons you're always tired. And more importantly, we will walk through clear, actionable steps you can take, starting today, to fight back, reclaim your energy, and start living your life fully again. Stick with me because what you're about to learn could change everything. I know that what I've just described might feel all too familiar, and perhaps even a little heavy. It's not easy to confront these feelings head-on, but acknowledging the problem is the very first step toward solving it. And today is about finding real answers, not just accepting a grim diagnosis of getting older. This is about turning knowledge into power. But before we uncover these truths, I need to know you're with me on this journey. If you are serious about taking back control of your health and your energy, take a moment right now to click that red subscribe button and ring the little bell for notifications. This ensures you won't miss any of our future deep dives. And I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below, what is the #1 health concern on your mind right now? It doesn't have to be fatigue. Your voice, your experiences, they are the heart of this community, and I read every single comment. All right, now that you're part of this conversation, let's get to work. Let's start with a culprit that is so simple, so fundamental, that it's almost criminally overlooked. The first hidden cause of your fatigue, and perhaps the most common, is one we often associate with a hot summer day, not a chronic year-round state of exhaustion. It's subtle, persistent, chronic dehydration. And for seniors, it's a silent epidemic. Now, when I say dehydration, you're probably thinking of extreme thirst, a dry mouth, maybe feeling dizzy after working in the garden. And yes, that is acute dehydration. But what I'm talking about is far more insidious. It's a low-grade state of water deficiency that you can live with for days, weeks, or even months without ever feeling desperately thirsty. Yet, all the while, it is systematically draining your body of its energy. Here's why. Every single process in your body, every thought, every heartbeat, every muscle contraction happens in water. Water is the medium. Think of your body as a bustling city. Water is the network of roads and rivers that allows for all transportation and communication. Food, oxygen, and hormones are the cargo trucks. Waste products are the garbage trucks. When the rivers and roads are full and flowing, everything runs smoothly. But when the water level drops, the city gridlocks. Cargo can't get where it needs to go. Garbage piles up. The whole system becomes sluggish, inefficient, and exhausted. This is exactly what's happening inside your cells when your blood volume decreases even slightly from a lack of water. Your heart has to pump harder and faster to deliver oxygen to your brain and muscles. Your heart is forced to run a low-grade marathon, 24/7, just to perform its basic duties. Is it any wonder you feel tired? That brain fog you experience? That difficulty concentrating? Your brain is approximately 70 bottled water. Even a 2% drop in hydration can significantly impair memory, focus, and decision-making. And here's the crucial piece of the puzzle, the part that so many people miss. As we age, our body's safeguards against dehydration begin to weaken. First, our sense of thirst. The very signal our brain sends to tell us to drink becomes less reliable. A person in their 20s or 30s might feel thirsty when they're just 1% dehydrated. But in your dozens or 80s, you might not feel thirsty until you are significantly more dehydrated. It's a physiological change. It's not your fault. It's just that your body's built-in alarm system isn't as loud as it used to be. Second, our kidneys, which are the master regulators of our body's fluid balance, become less efficient at conserving water. And third, and this is a big one, many of the most common medications prescribed to seniors, particularly diuretics for high blood pressure, actively work to flush water out of the body. Let's paint a picture. Imagine this. You start your morning with a single, cherished cup of coffee. It feels like it wakes you up, but it's a mild diuretic, encouraging your body to lose a little water. You get busy with your morning routine, reading the paper, tidying the kitchen, maybe making a few phone calls. You don't feel thirsty, so you don't think to drink. By 11 a.m., you find yourself wanting to sit down. By 2 p.m., after a small lunch, a wave of fatigue hits you so hard that the thought of running a simple errand feels monumental. You blame a poor night's sleep, or just getting old. You might feel a little irritable or have a dull, nagging headache. You don't feel parched, but your body is running on fumes. So, what is the solution? It's a shift in mindset. The single most important change is this. Do not wait for thirst to be your cue to drink. You have to be proactive. You have to treat hydration like you treat your medication, as a necessary, scheduled part of your day. Start by drinking 1 full glass of water the moment you wake up. Before coffee, before tea, before anything else, you've just gone 7 to 8 hours without any fluid, so this is critical. Then link drinking water to your existing habits. Have a glass before every meal. Have a glass when you take your pills. Get a large, reusable water bottle and keep it in your line of sight all day, on the kitchen counter, next to your favorite chair. The visual cue is powerful. Now, water is always best. But unsweetened herbal tea, water infused with a little lemon or cucumber, and even water-rich foods like soups, melons, and celery all contribute. A common goal is 6 to 8 glasses per day, but this is a perfect conversation to have with your doctor. They can give you a personalized recommendation based on your health and medications. Rehydrating your body is like ensuring the power lines to that bustling city are connected and humming. But even with the power on, the city can't function if the factories are missing their essential raw materials. This brings us to our second hidden cause of fatigue: critical nutrient deficiencies, specifically in vitamin B12 and iron. These aren't just vitamins and minerals, they are the fundamental building blocks of energy production in your body. Let's start with vitamin B12. Think of B12 as the master architect for your body's energy and communication systems. Its most important job is helping to create healthy, perfectly formed red blood cells. These are the microscopic delivery trucks that carry oxygen from your lungs to every single cell in your body, especially your brain and muscles. When you have enough B12, these trucks are strong, efficient, and perfectly shaped to carry their precious cargo. But when B12 is in short supply, your body starts building faulty trucks. The red blood cells become too large, misshapen, and fragile, a condition called megaloblastic anemia. These oversized, clumsy cells can't navigate the tiny capillaries of your body effectively, and they can't carry oxygen as well. The result? A body-wide oxygen shortage. Your muscles feel weak and heavy. Your brain feels foggy and slow. It's a profound cellular exhaustion. The fatigue from B12 deficiency is often accompanied by strange neurological symptoms that can be deeply unsettling. A persistent tingling or numbness in your hands and feet, a feeling of being unsteady on your feet, or memory lapses that feel more profound than simple day-to-day forgetfulness. Now, here is why this is a major issue for seniors. As we age, our production of stomach acid naturally declines. This stomach acid is absolutely essential for one specific task: separating vitamin B12 from the protein it's attached to in foods like meat and eggs. Without enough acid, the B12 remains locked away, passing through your body without ever being absorbed, no matter how healthy your diet is. Furthermore, some of the most common medications for seniors, like metformin for diabetes and acid-reducing drugs for heartburn, are known to interfere with B12 absorption. Then there's iron. If B12 is the architect of the red blood cell, iron is the physical component that grabs the oxygen. It's the magnetic clamp on the delivery truck that holds the oxygen package in place. Without enough iron, you can have plenty of red blood cells, but they are essentially driving around empty. This is the most common type of anemia, iron deficiency anemia. The fatigue it produces is palpable. It's that feeling of being out of breath after climbing a single flight of stairs. It's looking in the mirror and seeing a paler reflection than you're used to. It's chronically cold hands and feet no matter how many layers you wear. For some, it can even cause brittle nails or strange cravings to chew on ice. Like B12, seniors are more at risk for iron deficiency. Appetites can wane, making it harder to get enough iron-rich foods. Dental problems can make chewing tough meats difficult. And most critically, slow, chronic, unnoticed internal bleeding from something like a small ulcer or polyp can gradually deplete your body's iron stores over months or years. So, how do we fix this? This is critically important. Do not self-diagnose and start taking high-dose supplements, especially iron. Too much iron can be toxic. The first, most crucial step is to talk to your doctor. A simple blood test can reveal your B12 and iron levels and tell you definitively if a deficiency is contributing to your fatigue. This is a non-negotiable step. Once you have a diagnosis, your doctor will guide you. In the meantime, you can focus on your diet. For B12, prioritize foods like fish, especially salmon and tuna, eggs, dairy products like milk and yogurt, and fortified breakfast cereals. For iron, include lean red meat in moderation, poultry, and fish. But don't forget plant-based sources like lentils, beans, spinach, and fortified breads. Here's a pro tip. Iron from plant sources is absorbed much better when you consume it with vitamin C. So, squeeze some lemon juice over your spinach salad, or have a small glass of orange juice with your fortified cereal. Addressing these deficiencies is like restocking those factories with the high-quality raw materials they need to power your entire city. But what happens when the problem isn't the water supply or the raw materials, but the city's central command center? What if the main power regulator itself is malfunctioning, slowing everything down to a crawl? This brings us to a small butterfly-shaped gland in your neck that you've probably heard of but may not appreciate the colossal power it holds over your energy levels: the thyroid gland. Think of your thyroid as the thermostat for your body. It produces hormones that set your metabolic rate, the speed at which every single cell in your body operates. When your thyroid is working correctly, the thermostat is set to a comfortable 72 degrees. Your heart beats at a steady rhythm, your digestion is regular, your body temperature is stable, and you burn calories for energy at an appropriate rate. But for millions of seniors, especially women, that thermostat gets turned down without them even knowing it. This condition is called hypothyroidism, or an underactive thyroid. The gland simply isn't producing enough thyroid hormone, and the effect is system-wide. It's like turning the thermostat down to 50 degrees. Everything in your body slows down to a crawl. Your heart rate slows, making you feel sluggish. Your digestion slows, leading to constipation. Your mental processes slow, causing that frustrating brain fog and memory trouble. And crucially, your cells slow their rate of energy production. leading to a profound, persistent, and chilling fatigue. The exhaustion from hypothyroidism isn't just tiredness, it's a deep-seated lack of vitality. Here's why this is so frequently a hidden cause. The symptoms of an underactive thyroid are notoriously vague, and they creep up so gradually that it's incredibly easy to mistake them for the normal signs of aging. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a woman named Joan. For the past year, Joan has felt a change. She's not just tired, she feels cold all the time, needing a sweater even when everyone else in the room is comfortable. She's been gaining weight, maybe 5 or 10 pounds, even though she swears she's eating less than she used to. Her skin feels dry and papery, and she's noticing more hair in her brush than usual. Her mood is low. She doesn't feel depressed exactly, just flat, unmotivated. Her family chalks it up to her age. Her doctor might even tell her it's part of the package. So Joan accepts it, believing this is just her new reality. But it isn't. Joan's body isn't just aging, it's malfunctioning. Her thermostat is broken. The primary cause of hypothyroidism is often an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's disease, where the body's own immune system mistakenly attacks the thyroid gland. And the risk of this increases as we get older. So, what can you do? This is one area where knowledge is truly power, because you cannot diagnose this yourself, and you can't fix it with diet or lifestyle alone. You must go to your doctor. But you can go armed with the right questions. Tell your doctor about your specific symptoms, the fatigue, the cold intolerance, the brain fog, the weight gain. And specifically ask for a thyroid panel blood test. The main test is called a TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone test. A high TSH level is a sign that your brain is screaming at your thyroid to wake up and do its job, indicating it's underactive. If this is the cause of your fatigue, the solution is often remarkably simple and effective. A daily pill containing synthetic thyroid hormone. For many people, getting the right dose is like someone finally walking over and turning their body's thermostat back up to a comfortable temperature. The fog lifts, the energy returns, and they feel like themselves again. So, we've seen how a malfunction inside our body can drain our energy. But sometimes the fatigue isn't coming from a breakdown within, but from something we are intentionally putting into our bodies every single day with the very best of intentions. This leads us to our next culprit, one that hides in plain sight right inside your medicine cabinet. I want to approach this topic with great care and respect. The medications you take are very likely essential. They are for your heart, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar. They are the tools that modern medicine uses to help you live a longer and healthier life. And that is a wonderful thing. But here is the profound irony that so often gets missed. The very treatment that is protecting your life might also be quietly draining your quality of life through the side effect of fatigue. This phenomenon, often called drug-induced fatigue, can happen in a few different ways. First, some medications have a direct sedating effect on the central nervous system. This is common with certain types of older antihistamines, the kind you might take for allergies, some antidepressants, muscle relaxants, or medications for anxiety. Their job is to calm things down, but sometimes they calm things down a little too much, leaving you feeling drowsy or disconnected. Second, and far more common, are the medications that don't make you feel sleepy but rather physically exhausted. The classic example is a class of drugs called beta blockers, which are incredibly important for people with heart conditions or high blood pressure. By design, they work by slowing your heart rate and reducing the force of its contractions. Think of it as putting a governor on your body's engine to protect it from over-revving. This is a life-saving mechanism. But a direct consequence can be a feeling of reduced stamina. You get tired more easily during physical activity because your heart simply isn't allowed to ramp up to meet the demand. Third, as we touched on earlier, some medications can deplete your body of energy-producing nutrients over time. Diuretics, or water pills, are essential for controlling blood pressure, but they can flush out vital minerals like potassium and magnesium, both of which are critical for muscle function and energy. Statins, the cornerstone of cholesterol management, have been linked in some people to lower levels of a compound called CoQ10, which is essential for energy production inside your cells. Let's imagine a man named Robert. Robert is in his early 70s, he's diligent, he has his weekly pill organizer filled and ready. He takes his beta blocker for his heart, a statin for his cholesterol, and a diuretic for his blood pressure. He is doing everything his doctor told him to do. Yet he feels a persistent heaviness. He has no energy for his woodworking hobby. Playing with his grandkids in the yard for more than 10 minutes leaves him feeling wiped out. He tells himself, "Well, I have a heart condition, of course I'm tired." He attributes the fatigue to his disease, never considering that it might be an over-response to his treatment. The most dangerous part is when this leads to what doctors call a prescribing cascade. You feel tired, so you mention it to your doctor. Without considering your current medications, they might misinterpret it as depression and prescribe an antidepressant, which has its own side effects. And on it goes. So, what is the path forward, Ladvai? And I need you to hear this loud and clear. Under no circumstances should you ever stop or change the dose of a prescribed medication on your own. That can be incredibly dangerous. The solution is not to abandon your treatment, but to become an empowered, active partner in it. Your job is to become a detective and bring the evidence to your trusted professional. Here's how. First, I want you to conduct what's called a brown bag review. Gather every single thing you take, every prescription bottle, every over-the-counter pill like aspirin or allergy medicine, every vitamin, supplement, and herbal remedy, and put it all in one bag. Then schedule a specific appointment with your doctor or your pharmacist for the sole purpose of reviewing this bag. This allows them to see the full picture and identify potential interactions or culprits. Second, start a simple fatigue journal. For 1 or 2 weeks, just jot down your energy levels on a scale of 1 to 10 a few times a day. Note when you feel best and when you feel worst. Does the fatigue hit an hour after you take your morning pills? Is it worse in the afternoon? This data is invaluable for your doctor. Then, at your appointment, you can say, "Doctor, I've been feeling extremely fatigued, and I've been tracking it. Could any of my medications be contributing? Is my current dosage still the right one for me, or could we explore an alternative?" Sometimes a simple switch to a different drug in the same class or a small dosage adjustment can make a world of difference. We've addressed our body's internal systems and what we put into them, but what about the most fundamental restorative process of all? What happens when the 8 hours you set aside each night for recovery, your nightly sleep, isn't actually recharging your battery at all? This brings us to our final and perhaps most crucial hidden cause of fatigue. You are sleeping, but you are not resting. For so many of us, the metric for a good night's sleep is simply the number of hours we spend in bed. I got my 8 hours, we tell ourselves, so why do I feel like I've been run over by a truck? The answer is that the quantity of your sleep means very little if the quality is poor. Think of your sleep as being divided into different stages, like a construction project with different crews. You have light sleep, the initial phase. Then there's REM sleep, which is crucial for dreaming, processing emotions, and locking in memories. But the most important phase for fighting physical fatigue is deep sleep. This is the stage where your body does its heavy-duty repair work. Your pituitary gland releases growth hormone, your muscles and tissues are repaired, and your energy stores are replenished. Deep sleep is the construction crew that rebuilds your body every single night. As we age, a frustrating change occurs in our sleep architecture. We naturally begin to spend less time in that restorative deep sleep and more time in the lighter stages. This makes our sleep more fragile and then easily disrupted. And it's these disruptions that are the real energy thieves. The first and most serious is undiagnosed sleep apnea. This is a condition where the muscles in your throat relax during sleep and temporarily block your airway. Your brain, starved of oxygen, panics. It sends a jolt of adrenaline through your body to force you to gasp for air and reopen the airway. This can happen 5, 15, even 50 times an hour, all night long. The terrifying part is that you are almost never aware of it. You might not fully wake up, but these micro-arousals constantly pull you out of deep sleep. You think you are resting, but your body is spending the entire night fighting a desperate battle for oxygen. It is the equivalent of running a stress-filled marathon every single night. Is there any wonder you wake up feeling utterly depleted? The classic signs are loud, persistent snoring, waking up gasping or choking, morning headaches, and, of course, severe daytime sleepiness. The second major disruptor is nocturia, the need to wake up to use the bathroom. We often dismiss this as a simple annoyance of aging. But every time you wake up, get out of bed, and turn on a light, you are shattering your sleep cycle. You are pulling the repair crew off the job. Getting back to sleep can be difficult, and even if you do, your body has to start the process of descending into deep sleep all over again. 2 or 3 interruptions a night can effectively eliminate any chance of getting meaningful, restorative rest. Let's imagine a woman named Carol. She goes to bed at 10 p.m. She wakes at 1 a.m. to use the bathroom. At 3 a.m., her husband's loud snoring, a potential sign of his own sleep apnea, startles her awake. At 5 a.m., her mind starts racing with worries and she can't get back to sleep. She finally gets out of bed at 7 a.m. On paper, she spent 9 hours in bed. In reality, she received a fractured, shallow, and unrefreshing period of sleep that left her feeling irritable and foggy all day. So, how do we reclaim our nights? First, if you or your partner exhibit any signs of sleep apnea, especially loud snoring combined with daytime fatigue, please treat this seriously. This is a medical condition with significant health risks. Talk to your doctor. They can refer you for a sleep study, which can be done at home or in a lab, to get a definitive answer. This is one of the most powerfully transformative diagnoses a tired person can receive. Second, to combat nocturia, be strategic with your fluids. Stop drinking all liquids, especially diuretics like caffeine or alcohol, 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Make sure to use the bathroom right before you turn out the light. Finally, you must transform your bedroom from just a place where you sleep into a sanctuary dedicated to rest. This means making it cool, dark, and quiet. It means establishing a wind-down hour before bed, no screens. The blue light from TVs, tablets, and phones tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. Instead, read a physical book, listen to calming music, or do some gentle stretches. Go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends, to set your body's internal clock. And as we now step back and look at all 5 of these hidden causes, a powerful and hopeful picture begins to emerge. Do you see it? This isn't about fighting 5 separate, unrelated battles. It's not about juggling 5 new anxieties. It's about understanding a single, profound truth. Your energy is a direct reflection of your body's foundational health. Think about it. Chronic dehydration, nutrient deficiencies, a sluggish thyroid, medication side effects, and poor quality sleep. They are all interconnected. They are the pillars that support your entire physical and mental well-being. When one pillar starts to crumble, the others feel the strain. The constant fatigue you've been feeling isn't a life sentence. It is not an inevitable consequence of the number of candles on your birthday cake. It is a message. It's your body's way of communicating with you, of sending up a flare to say, I need some help with the basics. It is an alarm bell, not a funeral bell. I know that taking all this information in can feel like a lot. It might even feel a little overwhelming, but I want you to reframe that feeling. This isn't a new burden to carry. This is a map you've been given. For the first time, you may have a clear direction. You are no longer lost in the fog, blaming just getting old. You now have specific places to look, specific questions to ask, and specific small actions to take. This knowledge turns you from a passive passenger into the driver of your own health journey. It empowers you to walk into your doctor's office not just with a complaint, but with insight. You are the world's leading expert on your own body, and now you can be a more effective partner with the medical professionals who are there to help you. The journey to reclaiming your energy doesn't start with a massive, exhausting overhaul. It starts with a single glass of water in the morning. It starts with one phone call to your doctor to schedule a blood test. It starts tonight by turning off the television an hour earlier. These small, consistent acts of self-care are the most powerful medicine of all. They are the seeds from which your strength, your independence, and your joy will grow again. I truly hope this has been valuable for you and that it has opened your eyes to new possibilities. If you learned something today, or if this information resonated with you, please take a moment to click that thumbs up button. It's a simple gesture, but it tells YouTube that this is an important conversation, and it helps us reach so many more people who need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so you never miss our next deep dive. We are building a community here dedicated to aging, not just with dignity, but with strength and with vitality. Your presence here matters. Stay strong, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.